Welcome to Calabash Key, guys.
Hello, my name is Daniel McLaughlin, and I'm a marine biologist. I graduated from the University of Belize in 2021 with a bachelor's degree. Since graduating, I have had many opportunities to work in marine conservation. With that, I have worked with Mar Alliance, WWCS, Fragments of Hope, HRI, and currently at TASA. The main purpose of TASA is to conduct patrols and uphold the fisheries, monitor if they're getting the correct size of fish, conch, lobster. Besides that, TASA also has an adaptive management sector, or the science sector, which I fall under in collaboration with HRI, which is initiating a project to help protect the reef. The project is a mariculture project, and we are using Caribbean king crabs or West Indian channel crabs in order to boost our density on the reef, which in turn eat the macroalgae on the reef, which inhibit coral growth.
As a marine biology major, you will acquire very important skills to become a professional in this field. You will learn to be a professional swimmer, scuba diver, and scientific diver. You will learn how to collect scientific data on commercial species like lobster, conch, finfish, marine crabs, and other commercial species. You will learn how to collect data on mangrove, seagrass beds, and other marine habitats.
Graduating with a bachelor's degree in marine biology from the University of Belize has given me skills and tools that I needed to carry out my responsibilities here. We monitor the lobster, conch, and fish species here on the Turnef Atoll. These efforts are super important to Belize. We have one of the largest living barrier reefs in the world, and this is our crown jewel. We need to protect it. And how do we protect it? By monitoring it carefully and helping it to survive. This can only be done with adaptive management skills and practical skills. It's our source of tourism. With the reef declining, we'll lose those efforts in the near future. So we need more marine biologists because we need more qualified and certified people, more hands on deck, more people who are passionate about saving and conserving our natural resource. I'm a proud Black Jaguar, and I'm making a difference in order to find solutions on how to protect the reef. Join the movement.
And welcome to another episode of Jaguar Journeys. I'm your host, Ima. We have two incredible, awesome people. Our counselor, Mr. Jeremy Vargas, and of course, we have our student. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself first, guys, and then we get the ball rolling into what I think is going to be a fantastic conversation. So let's hear from you, Jeremy.
Okay, so hello, my name is Jeremy Vargas. I'm the university counselor. My degree actually is in clinical psychology, so it means I can help a wider amount of people. We are located at the Wellness Center here on Belmont campus. So we have a wholly area where we have the university nurse, myself, and at the time right now, the student service coordinator. Eventually, she will move into the Student Development Center, old bookstore, but we don't call it bookstore no more because that don't change. So what we did at the Wellness Center, and specifically me, I provide support for students, staff, and faculty. And support could look like different ways. A lot of times we think that we supposed to go to a professional when things reach a high level of concern.
When you're about to crash, right?
Yeah, and that's not the reality. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel tired, or when you feel exhausted, when you feel that level of sadness, or you feel like you want to cry and you can't cry, things like those things they're normal things to happen. They aren't abnormal. But sometimes we need somebody else outside ourselves to give me a different perspective, to
Right.
help push you in that direction where we want to be, right? Not that I come in. That's my job.
Excellent. Before we get rattling, we have to introduce our student, because every week I tell you guys that we really want to move towards a holistic approach in terms of this podcast. And so we cannot do that without having the voice of our student population. So with us, we have
Kimberly Castillo,
okay.
and I'm a part of the Faculty of Science and Technology Department, and I'm doing my bachelor's degree in Information Technology.
You know, we come from a society where there's a lack of open-mindedness when it comes to mental health, and we're dealing with so many stigmas. How do you break that?
So, the stigma in a Belizean culture about mental health, it's still very much present. We still have this idea that if you go see a professional, that means you certifiable, you diagnosable, something definitely wrong with you. And the reality is that that's not true. That's a false statement. When we look at social media, when you look at our favorite shows, like I know Grey's Anatomy, and then the kind of medical shows, or even the funny ones like the new That 70s shows that's on Netflix. Those things show mental health professionals, and they show very real and very prevalent things that are happening to our Belizean people, our students here at UB, but students everywhere too, parents, everybody. And for we could break this cycle of stigmatizing seeking help, we ourselves have to start accept that help wherever it is at.
Yeah.
That means that knowing what part of wellness center, that knowing that psychologists exist at Belize, because right now we have two female psychiatrists. I want to stress that the two females are registered with the licensing and accreditation unit, providing quality care to our Belizean people. I have to big them up because I know they're good. They're good. That's how we break that stigma. That's how we shatter that idea of mental health means you're wrong. Here on the UB campus, we do that by providing services. And then not just, all right, you call contact and then you go. That one system, that one process. Your needs might vary depending on the next person's needs. And my job is to find out what your needs are and to best assist with that. So other ways we break this stigma is by doing other activities on campus. Last year, we did the relaxation fair. As soon as I can work, we jump right into that. And that's been wonderful because we had painting, we had yoga, we had all kind of different activities, sports been going on, because your mental health isn't just about your mind. It's about the body, it's about the soul, it's about all it combined. Miss Ima, you used the word appropriately this just now. Holistic approach. Holistic being that it deal with everything, not just one little piece of you. Because remember, you as a person, you go out into your world where you experience things, and you have an impact on the people you interact with. They have an impact on you.
Right.
So today you might feel good, tomorrow might not feel good, and that changes the whole interaction.
You talked about the relaxation fair. That was a lovely de-stressing day, full with activities. We had sporting events going on. I think there was also a booth where you could get a massage and all of that.
We did it strategically before finals, because a lot of times students forget that, you know what, I had run for 100, they study, I had run for 100, they get my coursework done. I also have to run for 100 for my personal life, 100 for my relationships, 100 for everything else. And we forget that we don't have 100 to give to everything. So the relaxation fair was great in that it gave students a time to just enjoy, to just exist.
Unwind.
So that's how we helped the students a lot. And a lot of positivity came out from it, because students then started joining clubs around the same interests. We had clubs out there. And it helped them to build on their social life and investing in themselves
Yes.
to become better versions of themselves that they want for themselves. Not with society or your man pass it to you.
That you hit a chord just now. I respect the uniqueness, the individuality of my kids, but at the same time, you want things to be done a certain way. You want them to take this particular career path.
Certain topics are difficult to understand
Mm-hmm.
because we might not have one good or clear perspective on it. Sometimes we need somebody outside of ourselves to see it and then could provide some insight into what's going on. This is why clubs itself are perfect,
Important,
because
yes.
clubs help you give you your people.
Mhm.
You'll find your people to join. And that one way it could be of assistance in your university life.
Yeah. So we were having a conversation earlier, Kim, and you told me about a club that you're attached to. What's up with that?
So the club I'm in is called the UBIT Club, which is an acronym for the University of Belize Information Technology Club, and it was created in 2019 mainly to provide different opportunities for its members. But not only its members, we try to reach out to people outside of the club and outside of school itself. So we provide hands-on experiences for everyone, and we help each other develop different IT skills.
Yeah, that's interesting because while you were talking, I'm like, IT, now what in the world would I do in an IT club? What are some things that you do in
You
an
can learn
IT
different
club?
things, like you can deal with setting up networks.
Ooh,
You can learn different programming languages, and there are many.
yeah.
They have the starting programming languages and the more expert advanced ones, and you can take your time with those. You can create websites, different things like that, deal with databases and all that. So for past activities, our members reached out to one of our local schools where they were able to conduct an assessment of any IT service that they would need. So that ranged from computer repair and maintenance to, well, upgrading networks, no?
That is
So,
impressive.
in
So from
particular,
the club, you guys reached out to a school
yes.
and went in to do diagnostic testing, what have you, check out the computer.
Yes, and they had computers laying around, so like they fixed the ones that could be fixed
Wow.
and connected them to a network and even optimized the Wi-Fi network, which basically enhanced their computer lab, which was basically non-existent,
Mhm.
while also providing more experience for our members and whoever new
But
was
more
there.
importantly, that level of contribution is financially significant in that school now does not have to go out and, get
Yes.
pay someone to do it. That's awesome. I love that. These are the things I think we need to be promoting for the university, right? Because there sometimes we think that clubs, they only go so far. But as we heard, you guys are making an impact in the community.
Yes.
I love it. Talk to me about some other clubs that we have.
I think right now we have about 22 registered clubs, and that means that they are active and engaged, and they have a following or a group. We have chess club, debate club, we have chem club, we have the meditation club, we have the med lab club, we have the photography club, we have the travel club, and now we have the IT club. We have
club.
all kinds of club,
Yeah.
math club as well. And they all vary in their function. So I like that the IT club is doing things outside of UB. It's not
Yes.
just about building the club members
Yes.
or having a group of friends that you hang out with only, but also building those skills and applying them to the community.
Man,
Amazing, right?
Service to
And
others.
it's
I
not
mean, I
it's
love
not
it.
only for people in IT, it's
Yeah.
for other people to come in too.
Yeah.
So of course we're looking forward
I
to
love that.
adding
And
new
it
members.
speaks to the university's mission and our goal. We're not focusing just on academia, but it's important to understand your community and the importance of giving back to our community. So the clubs, I know really, they play an important role. I always tell my girls, I said, when you come to university, you get to meet like-minded people
Yes.
that share your common goals, the things that you're passionate about. And so I feel that just walking around campus, there is a buzz. And our students are happy to be back. We're face to face, but we still have the blended modality. for the most part, I think the clubs really play an important role in campus life, right? It's
So
true.
that's how
I
we
was
help.
just having a conversation with a student of mine who just lost his grandmother, and he was expressing to me that right now things bad, miss. There's a lot of chaos in the family. And so I said to him, you need to be able to find a safe place. Where is your exit point? How do you remove yourself out of situations that are beyond your control? And I think that's something that a lot of our students struggle with on a day-to-day basis. I can't meet the tuition, right? Even things like relationships. We think that though they're young, they don't know where they're going. But these things, when you have a heartbreak, you're going through a struggle, they do affect us. And the bottom line is they affect your academic performance.
You have to realize that students come to school to learn.
Right.
And it's not just about learning how to use this math equation or which coding language we use on this program,
Yes.
but also to learn how to interact with people. What green flags exist. Because we always focus on the negative, right? We're like, it's a red flag.
Yes.
But they have green flags
That is
too.
so
They have
true.
things you go for.
Yes.
And how you find that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just sit down there and wait for it to come to you. No, you go out and you do things that bring value to your life.
Mm-hmm.
And the same person that has that same value,
Right.
you want to meet there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you share that same sentiment, Kim.
I do.
You do. Talk to us about your experience.
I can safely say that being at the university has allowed me to break a bit more out of my shell. For sure, I've met different people with different backgrounds, and I've been able to learn more about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually managed to create beautiful friendships.
Yeah.
People I actually I'm able to call my family now.
Right.
So I'm grateful for that, and I've actually met a certain person too, and I'm
What?
enjoying that very
Nice,
much.
lovely. I'd love to hear what your vision is.
My vision for UB is to create a space where students could feel comfortable, could have a safe place
Yes.
to express themselves, or feel the feelings they have,
Mm-hmm.
and not only feel them, but understand themselves more, right? When university is to teach you how to navigate the world, but also yourself.
Right.
So I want to focus on
Man.
that. And for bringing it back to that whole holistic approach, it's to bring awareness to the different selves you have.
Mm-hmm.
You have your personal self, you have your professional self, you have yourself within the family, you have yourself within as a student, and these selves, they might affect each other.
That sounds like a lot, Jeremy. Like I'm thinking of masks. So we all wear a different
Exactly.
mask, right?
I think there's a Chinese proverb, and I'm unsure of where it's
Uh-huh.
from, but it says we have three masks. We have the mask we show to everybody. We have the mask we show to our personal friends and family members, and then we have the mask we only show to ourselves, right? And that is the same thing, right? Understanding those different versions of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
they help to build us in a way that we can grow.
Right.
If we know what our limitations are within an environment, like we say, I don't like talk, right? I
Yeah.
don't like present. Then you build up on that, right? You'd have come contact to me, the wellness center, and we have come up with a plan. Maybe you talk in front of 2 people.
I
We
love
don't know.
that.
Then afterwards you talk in front of 5 people, then 10 people. Then you go to your class and you do a presentation just because.
I love
and you
that.
build that
Jeremy. I'm getting
comfortability with it.
motivated. That's the type of vision and that's the freshness that you bring. We are going to be right back. We have to big up our sponsors, of course, University of Belize. But guys, don't go anywhere. We have much more things to talk about when it comes to the Wellness Center, the importance of mental health, and the vision for a university that is all inclusive and mindful. We'll be right back.
It's me, Akadad. Akadad.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're talking all about mental health, the importance of being mindful. And we're looking at the spaces that the University of Belize has in fact created, one such having to be the Wellness Center. Now, Jeremy, I know that we are fast approaching exams. We're at finals. I can't believe how quickly the semester has passed. But we're here. What would you have to tell our students?
Well, know your limits. Honestly, it's knowing your limits. Because as much as the idea of cramming and studying everything before, the week before, the 2 weeks before, the night before,
The weekend before.
like that's not a functional way of studying. Because you think about it this way: would you run your phone to die at 0% and then left it there and not charge it? No, you wouldn't.
Right.
You want to charge your phone.
Mhm.
The second you see it reach 15%,
Yes.
you run for one charger. It's about having that same mentality about yourself, right? Finals week means a lot of stress. We know a lot of stress on the day. So we have to do things to mitigate that, to balance it out. That means sleeping well, at least getting 6 hours of sleep. Making sure you eat healthy. And I'm not about eat greens and things like that, but eat one time as well,
Yeah.
right? Have
Yeah.
breakfast, have lunch, have dinner. We just had the relaxation fair, and we had activities there to do to help give you that safe space before the finals begin. And you don't need to have a fair to make a safe space. You can create an environment, whether it be at your home, whether it be on campus, underneath one of the palm trees there, or a picnic table where you just sit down and you just
Yes.
exist for a moment
Right.
without the pressures of the life that you have. There will be demands, there will be deadlines, and everything as constant as the air we breathe. Everybody could tell
That
that.
is so true. And it's not just for students, it's for faculty.
Exactly.
Everybody, we have deadlines. I love that. Thank you for that free counseling just now. But you said an important thing there. You said that an important factor in terms of getting ourselves ready for finals has to do with something as simple as sleep. I know most of the times we have students burning the midnight oil.
But
They go into emergency mode. Some of them might be able to come through it. Some of them just crash. Going into next week exam, how do you prepare yourself? If it is you did not prepare yourself during the semester, you still have to show up to sit your exams, or you still have that deadline for that final project. How do you maintain your head space?
That's now a loaded question. Mainly because everybody different.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own methods of recharging, of maintaining that headspace. The best advice I can give in that instance is to say to notice it. When you burn the midnight oil, when you say, you know what, instead of eat I want study, or instead of eat one full meal and one snack or something, and then get full from that snack. Realize that you know to feed your body and your brain and one organ. So you want can't retain information if your brain they run by eat.
Yeah.
Right? You know, the analogy with the phone was not just I just pull it out the ear. That's not one legit thing because we tend to deny ourselves a lot. This thing more important, that more important. I don't need to sleep right now. Or I could function for 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. And you're right. You can't function on 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. Maybe one night, maybe 2 nights. But if you do a pattern of that without recharging properly, you just set yourself up to not be the
Speaking
best
from
you can
experience.
be. I had experience
Me
that. You know,
too.
my own college. I want to tell you one story right now. I remember for my psychopathology exam in a grad school, I had to go with a whole pot of coffee to that exam. And the teacher watched me and they're like, Jeremy, are you going to share? Did you bring coffee for everybody? And I immediately responded, no. That's my coffee. If you want coffee, go make your own coffee. Because I was already at E.
Yeah.
And you want to know how I performed in the exam? I did not perform well. I did not. Thankfully, I was able to perform well throughout the class, throughout the semester to compensate for that exam. And it wasn't the final exam. Thank you, God, for that. But it was a wake-up call because you cannot keep functioning that way. You're not your best when you do things like that. So my advice is to acknowledge it, notice it, and acknowledge that, you know what, I have to eat. I can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, set one alarm on your phone. I want to take 30-minute break. Watch one episode of something, maybe the Office or something that is going to be enjoyable for you, that will give you one moment to breathe and break. And you want to notice your body take one big...
Yeah. You share that sentiment, Kim?
Yes,
Or are you one of those students who wait until the very weekend
no,
before
actually,
exam?
speaking from experience, I used to be someone who procrastinated a lot, who would, for some reason, felt better studying in the night.
Yeah.
But in the longer run, I realized that I was really just burning myself out. And it was absolutely useless. So now I try to take my time and know my limit, like realize when I'm at my limit. And I see myself performing better.
Definitely. Now, do we have within our service package anything that speaks to study skills, or we have anything of that nature?
Of course. So, as a counselor, it isn't only about mental health, but about those things as well. Navigating the stress when it comes to studying. But we also have Miss Frannice Roches, who is the student service coordinator, and she's the one in charge of helping with situations like that, finding tutors for you in the subject matter where you might be struggling with. At finals week now.
Wait. So we have a service that identifies tutors for you if it is that you are in need. And that is Miss Frannice Roches. That's incredible.
Yeah, her one of her responsibilities is to ensure that our UB students have all the tools they need to succeed. And if you don't come and tell us, you know what, I just struggling in math,
Exactly. How
then we
will
don't
they
know
to
to
provide
help
the
and provide that, right?
Are those strictly outside help?
So internal, we always work internally.
So can we have other students tutoring too?
Of course, but of course
Because
we have-
I think you would like to assist with that too.
excellent. So now we have-
Nice. There
you
we
can assist
go.
with information technology
Yes.
subject matters.
Yes,
Not just classes will have IT as
Yeah.
the title, but other courses as well. That's
for sure.
that's what it's for, right?
And maybe it's been out there, but I'm telling you, I'm just now hearing about this service. I think this is huge. I know from the Faculty of Education and Arts, we have, under the leadership of Miss Erica Aguilar, we have our online virtual writing labs. And those work. I've actually been sending students that I've identified as having some deficiencies. You need to attend these virtual workshops, and I will be able to tell them these are the areas you will ask for help. But that's within the Faculty of Education. It's open to the entire community. But initiatives like that, I think we want to go as a university. So having that service, we need to really get that out.
All the services offered by the Student Affairs Department is free to students.
Now we know. Now we know. And that's just another thing on the list of why you should come to the University of Belize. I feel empowered, Jeremy.
What we were talking about earlier too, where I said that students need to be able to be open-minded and
Yeah.
put themselves out there.
Mhm.
Coming from me, who I don't like putting myself out there, I like being hidden, unseen.
And here you are.
Yes, and I just think they need to be a bit more out there,
Yeah.
put themselves out there, and it might be fun. This is-
Hello, and
this
you'll
is my-
never know. You'll never know.
That's one of my
Yes.
things, taking every opportunity.
Definitely, definitely. Guys, this has been a ball. I am looking forward to our next session because Jeremy is going to have an entire lineup of podcast shows coming up, and I can't wait to hear a little bit more. Want to wish our students all the best in our upcoming finals. For those of you who didn't study, what was the advice, Mr. Vargas?
Some breaks, take some time, recharge before you jump back into.
Any
Um,
final words?
Good luck on your exams.
Likewise, good luck. You after the exam's done, there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
It's done. All right.
Right.
So
Go.
none of stress about it afterwards. Right now, make sure you take your time to take your breaks, eat healthy, get your sleep. The most important thing.
Try your
Sleep.
best.
And do your best.
We wish you all the best until we meet again. Remember, join our journey. This is the University of Belize. Until next time, bye-bye.